So hello everyone, I hope you're all well. So welcome to the Postgraduate Information Session. So my name is Megan Downey and I am the Student Recruitment Officer at Ulster University. So I'm here to help you find the postgraduate solution that best meets your needs. And the purpose of this webinar is to give you an introduction to postgraduate study and to tell you how you will be supported from when you begin your application right throughout your studies. Now, we are continuing to operate safely alongside the pandemic, and this has been outlined by the extraordinary work of our staff who continue to adapt and deliver teaching both safely and to a high standard. And you can keep up to date on any changes on our website on ulster.ac.uk/coronavirus. Now, if you do have any questions, please post them in the chat and our panel will answer them as we go through our presentation, and we will leave time at the end as well to go through your questions. But now I am delighted to introduce the panel. So we have Julia, a postgraduate alumni, who will be talking briefly about her student experience. I will then be talking briefly about the benefits of postgraduate study and how you can apply via our website. Next, we have the lovely Shauna from the Employability and Careers team, and she'll be talking about the services available for you. Then we have Owen and Grace, who will be talking about the Students' Union and the services they have for you throughout your studies. And lastly, but not least, we have Angela from the Student Wellbeing team, who will be talking about the services and the financial options available for you as well. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Julia, who will be talking about her experience.
Yes, hello there. I hope you can all hear me okay. So I am an archaeologist, actually, and can you change the slide? Oh, here we go. So I'm an archaeologist by trade, and I did my master's and PhD in the study of Roman period archaeology, and I specialize in North Africa. And I'm currently working at Ulster University, and I'm a research associate on the Maritime Endangered Archaeology project. And during this project, I'm working on remote sensing and satellite imagery, and I am assessing the condition of sites, of archaeological sites and coastal sites across the Middle East and North Africa. Because I'm using a lot of remote sensing and GIS during my everyday work, I've decided to start the MSc at Ulster University last year. This is a 3-year part-time master's I'm doing, and the main reason why I'm doing is to basically expand my current skill set, which also benefits my current employer. I'm also keen to obtain a formal qualification, so I've learned all my GIS and remote sensing skills basically by myself at home and through books. So I was really keen to get a formal qualification for things I already know, but also to really in-depth learn how to use those programs more efficiently. And this, in the end of the day, will also enhance my employability for the future. Working at academia is often fairly short-term contracts, so it's always really important to sort of keep up to date with the technology and how things are going. I also really love learning new things, and I enjoy new challenges. So I was really looking forward to start this, and so far I have not regretted it. So one of the difficult things when you're doing when you do postgraduate studies is to manage the work and life balance, and it's particularly difficult when you're doing this part-time. So the way I'm managing it fairly well is that I set aside specific times during the day and during the week where I focus on my work for my master's. And I try to do this every day, because I feel like if I do it in long bursts in just one day, you just can't take it all in. So setting aside just an hour, even every day, to get into a subject a little bit really, really helps. I've also, because my work is closely linked to the work, my MA is closely linked to the work I'm already doing, I managed to have an agreement with my employer that I can use some work time to work on my MA, and I actually try to sort of streamline the assignments I'm doing with my work, and that way I'm not losing much time either, in my work or doing my MA. So if you can combine what you're doing during work and what you're doing in your MA, that's fantastic. Also, you've got to set aside some time at the weekend, ideally, because doing a little bit during the week works, but it still doesn't quite cover everything. So if you can set aside a couple of days, a couple of hours at the weekend, that's fantastic. And try not to get disturbed. Obviously, when you have family, that's really difficult. So try to get them on board if you can. And if you feel anxious, definitely go and talk to your tutors and to student support. They all know how stressful it can be to study or to go back to study. So they're really, really supportive. A couple of other tips that I sort of learned as I went along. Try and start your assignments early. Don't leave them to the last minute. I've done that, and it really isn't fun when you sit there 5 minutes before the deadline trying to submit. Inevitably, something will go wrong. If you do get frustrated with your work, try to walk away from it a little bit and then go back to it. And sometimes if you're dealing with a tricky question or problem, you actually will be able to solve it. Do, as I said before, speak to your tutors if you need any help. And especially if you're running out of time, if you have to finish an assignment, particularly when you're doing it part-time, your tutors will know that you have other commitments, work commitments, family, and there is some flexibility there. So just be honest and straight away talk to a tutor if you're running into problems with time. And never be afraid to ask if you have any help, if you need any help, if you have any questions. Do admit if you don't understand something, which sometimes is difficult, but chances are that actually others wouldn't have understood it either. And using Blackboard there is really useful actually, because you can have a chat with your fellow students. And if you ask a question there, it turns out that either others haven't understood it or others can actually give you the answer. And it makes you feel as part of the study community rather than feeling like you're sitting alone behind a screen at your desk all the time. So do definitely engage with your fellow students. And you can also make some new friends, which is fantastic. And most of all, just enjoy the process. Learning new skills is really fun and inspiring. And it kind of breaks up the pattern nicely of a normal work day. And it feels really fantastic when you actually can use your skills in your everyday work as well. So that's it from me. I can hand back to Megan. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.
Thank you so much, Julia. I thought that's really helpful for students. Again, if you do have any questions or if you want to speak to Julia directly, please just email me on postgradstudy@ulster.ac.uk or email Julia directly as well. I myself am studying a master's course part-time while working full-time as well, so I can definitely say that Julia's tips is 100% handy, and it will help you throughout your studies when you are considering postgraduate study, and we can help you through that process as well. Again, just contact us if you do have any questions. So I will be roughly going through the benefits of studying at Ulster University. So we have excellent conversion courses if you are wanting to change your career, and you will gain a competitive edge in employment, as you will gain those extra qualifications whenever you're going back into the job market. You will have personal fulfillment. It will be so much fun, and you will be inspired, and you'll learn so many new skills. And again, you will be taught by the experts themselves, the tutors, and they are so helpful, as we do ensure that you have a supported study environment. And that will be outlined by Shauna from Employability and Careers and from Angela from the Student Wellbeing team. But not only that, you will be supported by the academic staff who are there to help you through your assignments and different things like that. So always do get in touch with them if you are worried, or even if you've taken out some time from studying. and you're worried in coming back, there are services there to help you, such as the library stuff to get you back into that academic way of thinking and doing your assignments, while mainly, you know, working full-time or different things like that. You will gain academic and professional qualifications, and then lastly but not least, you will gain great links with industry bodies and employers. So you'll be able to build your network before going back out into the job market. Now, quantifiable benefits. You will gain the extra average amount a postgraduate earns compared to graduate colleagues is £7,000, and that is 23% more than your graduate colleagues. Postgraduates are 21% more likely to be in high-skilled employment, and then data from the Department of Education has shown that earnings and employment rate in Northern Ireland increases in line of education, which is absolutely fabulous. Next, though, we do have flexible modes of study, so you can study full-time, part-time and distance learning. We have over 300 courses available on our website, and you can go now and look through those as well. We do have flexible study levels, so if you're not ready to jump into a master's course, there are short courses and a PG Cert or a PG Dip available for you before you're ready to jump down into the master's courses. So if you are wanting to discuss that, we can do that as well. We work with a broad range of industry networks to include professional accreditations where possible. So if you are wanting more information about that for specific courses, please don't hesitate to contact me. And then whenever you are applying to Ulster University, you can do this on our website at ulster.ac.uk, and I will go into a wee bit more details about that as well. There is no official closing date for most courses, and as applications are rolling, but I do advise that you apply as soon as possible to secure your place. And if you are applying for multiple courses, you will need to do a separate application for each course, and make sure that you fully complete this application, as there are a few sections that you will need to complete, but you can email me directly if you are having any issues or if you want some help with that as well. So again, you can apply for each of the courses on our website. So all you need to do is go into ulster.ac.uk, and then on the course search button, all levels, you will hit postgrad and then type in the course of interest. Once you have this, it will bring all of the courses down, and you can filter this by campus, by entry year, or by study level. And then when you click into view course, it will bring you onto this page, and that green apply now button will bring you onto the application specifically for that course. And then whenever you scroll down, there is further information available for you. So that will entail the modules, the entry requirements, fees and funding, as well as contact information for the course director or for admissions. Now, a decision on your application is based on the requirements in this section. So if you have met the conditions, you will gain an unconditional offer. But if you are still studying, you may gain a conditional offer, but admissions will clarify this for you whenever you have submitted your application. And again, there is contact information of the course director. So if you are wanting more information on course content, timetabling, specific information regarding the modules, please don't hesitate to email them or give them a call. And then if they are busy, you can email me directly as well. And then if you are wanting more information or you're having problems with submitting your application, you can get in touch with the admissions or myself as well. Now, whenever you are completing your application, you go on and click apply now, and it will bring you onto this page. So if you are applying as a Northern Ireland or from the EU, you hit Postgrad Home and EU. But if you are applying from outside of the EU, you will need to use Postgrad International /non-EU. Then once you've done that there, if you are applying for September 2021, you go into academic year 21-2022. Again, if you're want to apply for September 2022, it'll be 22 to 2023. Once you have completed that, you will then have to complete a checklist. And now, not all of these sections or questions are mandatory, and some are optional. And if you go on to our website, which is ulster.ac.uk/study/postgraduate, there is a section at the bottom of that page which outlines specifically what you need to fill in on each of these sections, which is really, really helpful as well. And then whenever you do complete all of these sections, make sure you hit application is complete. If you don't hit that, your application will not be submitted to admissions. After you have completed your application, admissions will then send you an email confirming this the next working day. And then to speed up your application process, I do advise that you send them evidence of your qualifications Now they will, they will send you an email of all the information that they need, so don't worry about that there. They will outline all of that for you. And then if you are wanting updates on your application, you go back in. So you log back in as when you first completed your application. Click on to process application, and it will outline everything that you've completed and the updated information from admissions as well. If you do have any further queries regarding this, you can email them directly at admissions@ulster.ac.uk. Now, unfortunately, they couldn't be here today as they're very busy with clearing, but if you do have any queries, please don't hesitate to email them and they will be happy to help you as well. So without further ado, I will then pass on to Shauna from the Employability and Careers.
Thanks, Megan. That was actually really interesting as well too, for my own benefit. Guys, some of you in the panel know me already. If not, I am Shauna Brawley. I'm one of the employability advisors based out of the McGee campus. Now, in this session today, I'm sort of going to cover a few areas. We're going to be looking at employability and careers, how we can support you in your career, some of the resources that we have to you that you can use once you undertake your postgraduate studies, and how to get in contact with us as well too. So I know we're tight on time, so today I was going to show a video, but I'm actually going to post the link into the chat box now, and I would ask you just to take a look. Oh, no, this is a wee bit, ooh, that's a bit strange of a link. I will try it again here, guys. Just give me one moment. Disregard that link, and let's see if this hopefully will work. Oh, it doesn't want to play ball. I will find the link for you guys and then put it across. But probably one of the first questions you will ask yourself is sort of undertaking a postgraduate studies, from what benefits will this have for my career? And some of the areas that I want you to start to think about is really, first of all, enhancing your early career prospects. So it's really building on your undergraduate study, sort of taking that next step up with that. Then you might actually be thinking about coming back into education again and really changing your career path. It really could be developing your specialist areas, your expert in with me. But as I said, thinking about progressing your career as well too. You might be in a specific area, a job sector, and you're wanting to progress your career. So you might be wanting to think about sort of upskilling, so as that you can actually go up and progress and get into them promotional areas as well too. You might also think about developing sort of new networks, new professional networks, and sort of widening your horizons as well too. Also as well too, and I think Julia touched on that earlier when she was speaking about her journey, really studying for something that you enjoy, doing that sort of postgraduate study course that really you like to do, an area where you really work to do. And it's quite nice as well too, because if you actually enjoy your study, it makes it a lot easier, especially if you're working at the same time as well too. And finally, you're really preparing yourself for the future challenges in that work environment as well too. So you're thinking about those next steps. And a saying that we really use is, it's really learning for life. We don't stop learning. We always want to continuously improve. So really that's underpinning the career benefits of actually doing a postgraduate study. Now, to sort of highlight how we support you. So Employability and Careers support you in many different ways, from general careers advice and guidance sessions, information, we provide that. Currently we have our services for careers consultation appointments are all online at the moment in time. We will be moving back to campus, as Megan had highlighted area as well too earlier. We support you with job searches, applications and interviews as well too. So we can actually support you through that full journey, be it of actually starting to search and how you search for job opportunities, completing applications or reviewing CVs, and actually preparing you for interviews and carrying out mock interviews with you as well too. We run annual recruitment events. This year we have a Future Jobs and Opportunities Week, where we have over, I think it's a 3-day event where we have graduate recruitment fair, and then we have 2 days of placement fairs as well too. And with the graduate fair, I think the numbers currently at the moment in time is we have over 60 employers with opportunities, and that will be happening in week 4, so around the 12th of October. We also have career management online tools and resources, and I'll touch a little bit about that in a moment. We also have employer-led skills workshops where we would bring in experts in the field, employers, and give an insight into the areas as well too. Again, we have a fantastic job vacancy platform, which is named Handshake, and I'm going to speak a little bit about Handshake in a moment. We have the alumni mentoring program, which is run, and I would really encourage you that you actually, from that networking, professional networking point of view, get involved in the alumni mentoring. And finally as well too, and this is something that a lot of students, graduates, postgraduates aren't aware of, that you can access our services up to 3 years after you graduate from Ulster University, which is really, really good because it's starting to think about your next steps in your career path. So as I mentioned, we have fantastic resources, online resources, which is, now hopefully this will work this time. So I've just popped the link into the chat box. So our website is ulster.ac.uk/employability. Within our website, we have loads of different sections. Our general main page will link you across to all the areas there, from booking an appointment with one of the employability advisors right the whole way through to our digital learning hubs. Where we have some fantastic online resources for you, looking at areas such as CVs, interviews, skills areas such as resilience, professional communications. So we have some really good digital tools there sitting for you there within there. Also as well too, you will notice in the tabs going across there, you have Age, and this is a program that is set more for undergraduates, and it's looking at getting involved in extracurricular and co-curricular activities to improve your employability skills. Now we are in the process of actually looking at more a postgraduate level of Age as well too. So watch this space when it comes to that area there. As I said, our job section is run by Handshake, and I'm going to speak about Handshake now briefly in a moment. We also have our Go Global section as well too, and we are linked with the Go Global team, and we have international opportunities. Obviously, travel is starting to open up again, and there will be the opportunity for international job opportunities coming through there. You can see we have our Advice tab and our Tools tab. So within our Tools tab, we have some really fantastic resources, be it our actual CV builder, which is called VMOC. Where you have the ability to actually upload your CV and get instant feedback on your CV, which is a really, really good tool to have. Within there as well too, we have the Abrintegro Interview 360, where you can actually go in and undertake a video interview, and this is really building your confidence in yourself as well too. And also one thing I would encourage you to look at too within our actual website would be the student journey, and it really is getting you to think about where you are in your journey. Are you at that explore stage of your journey, of your career? Are you planning, especially from that postgraduate level, where are you thinking about what is your next steps? Are you undertaking your postgraduate course to change your career path? So some of the areas that we talked about briefly earlier on. As I mentioned, Handshake is, we took Handshake about a year ago. This is a global platform within the universities. I think we were the 6th university in the UK and Ireland to come along with Handshake, a fantastic platform. So basically what it is, it's like a mini LinkedIn where you set up your profile and you can actually connect with employers, but also as well too, you have that ability to set up your profile, build your profile, and also search for opportunities as well too. It is one of the best tools, and we've really seen this year that it has changed the field when it comes to searching for job opportunities, because you can start to talk to the employers. I have a student account, and this is the laughable thing, and I have a made up profile of me 20 odd years ago, 20 plus I would say now at this stage, and I had made my profile public so as employers could see my profile. And when we were having our careers events happening, or the actual careers fairs, I was getting emails from employers asking me to come and have a chat with them. So I had to change my account to make sure that everybody knew that my account was a student account. So again, it's a fantastic networking tool as well too, as a searching tool when it comes to job opportunities as well. Finally, as I've talked too much now at this stage, I just connecting with us and contacting with us. What I would say is, if there is any questions or queries, definitely I would recommend that you drop us an email at careers@ulster.ac.uk. Also as well too, you might want to actually follow us, shameless plug now at this stage, follow us on our social media platforms. We really have some fantastic information within our social media. We would have some opportunities come out, insights from employers going through our social media channels as well too. As I said, the alumni mentoring as well, you can go straight to that through the Ulster page, and you can see the details in there on the link, and I can forward those details along as well too. Some of the other ways that you can actually get in contact with us, we do have, now not during summertime, but we do have our online chat facility where you can drop us an email, just a little message through the website as well too. And as I said, shameless plug again, follow us on social media because you'll find out more about that. And I'm going to hand across now to my colleagues. I'm going to hand across now to Owen and to Grace.
Thanks very much, Shauna. I'm just going to turn my camera on here. Hopefully you can see me. So I just want to say welcome everyone, and thanks very much for having us. I'm Owen McCluskey, like Shauna said. I'm the president of the Students' Union, and myself and Grace as well, she's the Vice President for Education, she'll be speaking in a little minute. We'll be kind of talking about what the Students' Union is, who we are and what we kind of do, and as possible postgraduate students, you know how you can get involved in the Students' Union. So we're only going to spend, you know, a brief couple of minutes. We'll see how long this takes to go through it. But I'm going to kind of see who's awake first off, and I'm going to give you a little challenge. So in the sidebar, in the comment bar, if you want to kind of put in what you think the Students' Union is, so hopefully then I can see if there's expectations versus the reality. So if you want to take a wee minute and put in what you think a Students' Union is and what it means to you into the sidebar. So hopefully we can get a couple of comments. Grace says freebies. Is there anything else of what kind of a Students' Union means to you? Shauna agrees, definitely lots of freebies. Karen says to support students socially and educationally. Yep, that's a great answer. I'll give you another minute if anyone wants to give me an idea of what they think a Students' Union means. No, great, it's just freebies and supporting students. Yes, so yeah, so there is kind of different expectations of what Students' Union is from, you know, if you studied in undergrad, whether that was Ulster or not. A Students' Union, you know, might mean the freebies, might mean those clubs and societies, those events, you know, the bar, can mean a lot of different things to students. But I suppose the reality of what we're trying to say is it means all those and so much more. And today we're going to be talking about that so much more. In terms of, Grace is going to be talking about the student voice and how you can get involved through that, and you really have your voice heard. We represent over 24,000 students at Ulster. So we have got a big task of ensuring that every voice is heard. And every student who is a student at Ulster is automatically a member, so all 24,000 students at Ulster are automatically a member. So kind of taking a back step, and who are we? Well, at the face of it, we are the student officers. As you can see here, you've got myself and Grace. Grace is VP Education and President. We've also got Fintan, who's our Sport and Wellbeing Officer. And then we've got a campus VP for each campus. So no matter what campus you study at, you'll have someone in the Students' Union to represent you. We've got Robert in Belfast, Curtis in Coleraine, Rebecca in Jordanstown, and Ryan in Magee. So if you do choose to study at Ulster, there will always be someone who you can go to on a connection level and figure out how you can get involved. Societies is obviously, as I said, it's something that we do is massive. We have over 90 societies across the 4 campuses, which is amazing. So there's always something for someone to get involved with. You know, whether that's from gaming to debating, academic societies, or even religious. We've got our own mature society as well, for students who have joined at a later point in life at access to education. And as I said, those societies are a fantastic way to get involved. And if there isn't a society for you, you can create one yourself. There's that possibility, and we give you up to £300 to do so. And then in terms of, we've also got our Enterprise Centre, so if you want to start your business, if you want to get involved, or you want to improve your skills, we've lots of facilities there through our USU Enterprise Centre. But I could ramble on and talk about the Students' Union and what we do, but I'm going to pass over to my colleague Grace, who's VP Education, and she's going to talk a little more about the student voice and how to get involved in that side of things.
Thank you very much, Sean. So folks, my name is Grace. I'm the VP Education, and I look after everything that involves student voice and how to better your academic experience during your time at Ulster. So the student voice is at the heart of everything we do, and your enthusiasm and drive and passion makes the change that you see during your academic journey. So we have student reps that represent the collective student opinion. Ourselves as student officers are kind of at the front facing end of it, but we have loads of reps involved across the 4 campuses, and you'll know how to get involved in those in a second. So they represent the collective opinion on everything impacting your learning experience. Reps work to resolve the day-to-day issues that you may come across, whether that's maybe getting more plugs in your campus or getting better academic feedback and more. But I'm going to touch on quickly on our highest democratic body, which is our Student Council. Our Student Council is here to represent you and create positive change to your university experience. We have specific seats as well to represent the student voice, particularly around postgraduate students, part-time students, and equality seats, as we feel like these voices need to be represented fully as well. Our councillors are here to pass policy, whether that's installing hydration stations, providing better period care, and making educational changes to your time at Ulster. So you can get involved in our Student Council in October. Our elections, our Student Voice elections start then, so keep an eye on our website. We'll link it into the chat bar later on in the webinar. So as I say, be sure to keep an eye on our website over the next coming months. We also have 800 course reps across the 4 campuses. That is undergrad, postgraduate, and more. So that covers our 24 school reps across the campuses, as well as each faculty rep, which we have 4 of. So we have a representative in life and health sciences, arts and humanities, business school, and computing. And so we have a massive academic rep structure if you want to get involved to create change in your course, your school, and faculty. And again, those course rep nominations are open in October. And as I said before, we'll link our website and when those elections are. And I'm just going to quickly talk about our advice bureau as well. So our advice bureau provides independent, confidential, and impartial advice for our students on a range of academic, housing, and welfare issues. Our team is here to support you whether you're looking for support with course issues, advice on university disciplinary procedures, or even signposting and guidance on personal or welfare matters as well. Our advisors have breadth of knowledge and experience and can be there contacted via phone or email, or now that we're back on campus, you can drop into our student union offices, as we have a wee advice centre on each of our campuses. And as well as that, you can complete our digital form on our website, as we again will link later on. So that's it from me. I'm going to quickly pass over to Owen just to finish off and open the floor to any questions.
Thanks very much, Grace. Does anyone have any questions for Grace around how to get involved in the academic structure or the advice bureau? Nope, that's great. So hopefully that's kind of give you a much better idea of the Students' Union. Like I said, there's maybe some expectations that students have of a Students' Union and what we do. It can be much more of that on the ground facing, but there's so much more in the background in ways in which you can get involved and we can support you, represent you, and connect you. So we've got some of the contact information there just on the page. You can contact me personally at president@usu.org and Grace at VP Education at usu.org. So you can get into contact with any of the student officers. Like I said, some of our past, or Grace has just put in the website there, you can also see everything that we provide as a Students' Union. We really have, over the last couple of years, taken the postgraduate voice and amplified it, like Grace said, talking about those student voice opportunities to get involved in council and senate, and then the different various university working groups. So there is that opportunity to go beyond the face-to-face events and what people would think a student union is. So there's so much opportunity to get involved. You can look at kind of some of our past events, that kind of on person, if that's just what interests you. If you scan the little document there, you can look at a previous kind of refreshers that we ran. I'll give you an idea, or you can just go onto the website and see what we've got planned for the year ahead. So I'll just finish up there and just say join our socials. You can see them down there on the bottom. We'd be very active on the ground as well as in the wider conversation, the national conversation. As Grace says, we will be on campus soon, so please do visit us. So thanks very much. I'm going to pass it back to Megan, unless there's any questions.
Thank you so much, Rowan. I really appreciate it. That was really insightful. It's good to go back and look at all that there, being a past officer myself, it's really good to see what you are getting up to and what the changes you are making, which is fantastic. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm now going to pass on to Angela, who is then going to talk about the student wellbeing services and a wee bit about the finances available for you as well.
Hi everyone, I think my camera is on now. I was trying to get the camera on. You're all very welcome. My name's Angela and I am one of the student money coordinators, and I am based in the McGee campus. Whenever we are back on campus, that's where I'll be. And I've just been asked today to come and talk to you about all the different services that we offer within the student wellbeing. There's a student wellbeing office on each of the 4 campuses. Obviously, they'll be amalgamating in Georgetown, Belfast at semester 2, but at the moment, there's still going to be a presence on all 4 campuses. So I'm just going to talk today about what services we do offer. Now, there's a lot of information, so I would recommend, if you want to know a little bit more, to go to the website, and I will have the links and everything for that later on in the presentation. But there's a lot of information, so it's I'll try and cover as much as I can. So basically, within student wellbeing, the type of support and advice that we offer, we have support for disabilities, including mental health conditions, dyslexia and ASD. So there's lots of support that is available for students who have those medical conditions. And we also have support on general well-being issues that students may be having, and money management and budgeting, which is part of my remit. So all of these are available within the student wellbeing department. And so I'll start off with the disability support. I'm just going to go into a little bit of detail about what type of support is available. So if you feel that maybe you do have a medical condition and it's a diagnosed medical condition, and there may very well be support that is available. So there's a wide range of support or recommendations that for specific needs, so for specific disabilities, and that could be in the form of exam and assessment support, extra time, help with exams, teaching and learning support during the academic year in your classes and tutorials, library support as well, access considerations, support providers. So those will be individuals who will be able to help support you during the year. For example, dyslexia coaches, mental health mentors, library attendance, that type of thing. So there's lots of different types of support that is available. And then we have the assistive technology for any students who need specific software to help access their lectures and anything that's online and work that they have to do on their computer. So there are lots of support there. So what we do recommend is that you get in contact with us as soon as possible. When you're applying for your postgraduate tuition fee loan, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, a few slides on, there will be the option to apply for any DSA, which is disability study needs, which is what you need to apply for in order to get the support through the university. So on their website, the Student Finance NI website, you will see all the forms that you need to complete. And then what we would recommend is that you get in contact with us directly to engage with our accessibility advisors to identify your individual needs. So you will need your medical evidence to show what your actual disability is or medical condition is, and they can talk you through all the type of support that is going to be available to you. But I would recommend completing the DSA forms that you can find available online in order to get that ball rolling, so that your support won't be delayed whenever you do start your course in September. Okay, as I say, I'm going to give the details of contact details at the end on the last slide. So if you have any questions at all in regards to engaging with the accessibility team, you'll be able to get in contact with us straight away and get that moving. So mental health and wellbeing, we do have our wellbeing advisors, our student wellbeing team, and they're there basically for holistic guidance on a range of mental and physical wellbeing concerns. So there's lots of different things that can happen when you're at university. Yes, you have all your academic course and your study and everything else, but while you're in this bubble of university, life still goes on outside of university, and sometimes that can impact on your studying. So our team is there to help you to navigate your way through your studies whilst dealing with any external pressures that you feel that you have. So it's confidential advice and support, and this could be on personal issues. As I say, things still go on the outside even though you're in the uni bubble. Academic issues. So yes, your course directors, your tutors, your lecturers are all there to help you with the basis of your course, if you're having any issues with the content. But we can also help, our team can also help you with things such as time management, study skills, that type of thing. So just anything that's going to help you do the actual coursework that they're helping you with. Managing stress as well. Sometimes we all struggle with a little bit of stress and anxiety, and it could be about your course, it could be anything else, and just different stress management techniques they can help you with. Also supporting your mental health and well-being. It is okay not to be okay, and that's kind of our mantra, and that's fine. If you find that things are getting a little bit overwhelming, then certainly we're the people that you need to come and talk to. There's also we run lots of different campaigns and workshops, and we do work very closely alongside the Students' Union for a lot of those campaigns and workshops, and so we're trying to kind of promote positive well-being throughout the university and kind of keeping it as connected as possible. So again, I'll give the contact details at the end of the presentation, and you can certainly get in contact with us prior to you coming to uni, or once you're here, and we are a presence on the on campus at all times. We're very easy to access wherever we are. Okay, so student money, I think this is the kind of thing, obviously I'm going to talk much more about this because this is my role, but I think this is really important because the funding availability for postgraduate students is very different to undergraduate students in a lot of ways. So it's really important that particularly postgraduate students are aware of what is available, what's not available, and maybe preparations that they need to make in order to come whenever they are coming to study. So within the Student Money team, of which I am part of, and then I've got my colleague Judith, who covers Jordanstown, Belfast, and Kathy would be based in Coleraine. So we provide lots of information on funding your studies, and this is for all types of students living away from home. You may be studying at postgrad level, but maybe you stayed at home for your undergrad, so this again could be the first time living away from home. General money management and budgeting advice it's available everywhere, but it's just kind of targeting it to students and the types of issues that students can sometimes come across. And then, of course, then we have our financial support, which is in the form of our hardship funds for those students who maybe at some point during the academic year are finding themselves in financial difficulties. So those are the types of things that we cover within student money team. So I'm going to start off with the postgraduate fees and funding. Some of you may be aware of this already. You may have done your research and found out what is available. So basically, postgraduate students can apply for a tuition fee loan, which I think this is its third year of being made available. Prior to that, there was really very little funding. So the tuition fee loan is available through Student Finance NI. So whether you are a UK, home, EU, or postgraduate student. Sorry, I have to move here because my light is going to go off in the office here. Obviously sitting still too long. So the tuition fee loan is available to EU students, ROI students, and UK/home students if they are coming to study postgraduate. You apply through Student Finance NI, and you can either be studying full-time or part-time. Now, the maximum tuition fee loan available to students is $5,500. Now, this may or may not cover the total cost of your course, which you should have. If you go to the fees and funding pages of the university website or the student guide, they will tell you exactly how much your course is going to cost. And if the 5,000, that is the maximum amount available to any postgraduate student. So if the 5,500 does not cover the total cost of your course, then you will have to pay the balance then, and you will need to do that by setting up a payment plan with the fees office. For anybody that's previously studied at undergraduate level, the payment of the fees is the same way that the tuition fees would be paid at undergrad level. So it's paid directly to the university, and the student doesn't have to worry about that. However, if there is that element of additional costs associated above the 5,500, then the student then will need to set up a payment plan with the fees office for the balance. There are discounts available for students who have previously studied at Ulster University. So do get in contact with the fees office prior to applying for your tuition fee loan so that you can gauge whether or not you need to apply for the full loan or if you can get a reduced loan. Now, sometimes with this additional, because most of the courses now are slightly above the 5,500, it could be that the alumni discount will maybe bring you back down to 5,500 or slightly under, or it will reduce the amount that you have to pay. It really depends on how much your actual course is going to cost. If you have never studied at Ulster before, so this is your first time and you're just coming as a postgrad student, if you are self-funding and you pay your fees in full before or on the day of registration, so whenever you're registering, you can avail of a 5% discount in the cost of your fees. If you are using the tuition fee loan from Student Finance NI, obviously that would not be available to you, but do check with the fees office as well, because they'll be able to give you all the information on that. If you've already previously studied at postgrad level and availed of the tuition fee loan from Student Finance NI, you will not be able to apply again, so you will be self-funding. Okay. There are additional sources of funding which we have on our website, so please do go to the fees and funding. And there's also lots of scholarships and prizes. So if you go to the fees and funding page on the university website, and they're also broken down into the different faculties and schools, so it just makes it that little bit easier that you can look to see if there's anything available for you if you are not eligible for the tuition fee loan. If you choose not to take out the tuition fee loan and you just simply want to pay for it yourself, then that's absolutely fine as well. You just set up a payment plan with the fees office, and it'll be a monthly payment over the course of, I think it's 10 months usually, and you'll just have a set amount to pay every month, and it'll just be a direct debit or a recurring card payment. For anybody that is coming back to do PhD research, you may be eligible to apply for the DFE studentship. As far as I'm aware, that's the only type of funding that is available at that level. But again, you know, it depends on what your research is on and what you're actually going to be doing. So you can apply for that. All the information for that will be on the fees and funding webpage as well. So one important thing, and it's in red, just to remind me to say it, there is no maintenance support available for postgraduate study. So basically, students who are coming back to study at postgrad will need to ensure that whilst, yes, they can apply for the tuition fee loan, which covers the cost of the fees, the day-to-day living costs, rents, food, bills, all of that will have to be covered by yourself. There is no maintenance support available. It is only the tuition fee loan. So that's something to be aware of, because a lot of students are a bit caught out at that. By the time they go to apply for their funding, they're not aware of that, and they haven't realized that there's no maintenance support that you would have at undergrad level. So it's really important to be aware of that when you are coming to study. So just a few points to remember, just to reiterate over it. Apply for your postgrad tuition fee loan now. If you haven't already done so, it can take a few weeks to come through, and you want to have it in place when you're coming to register for the academic year. It just makes things a lot tidier, a lot neater and tidier if you have that in place. Otherwise, in order to register, you will have to set up a direct debit immediately. So it makes life a lot easier for yourself to do that. If you're not eligible for the postgrad tuition fee loan, then you will need to set up a payment plan with the fees office. Again, if you have an additional cost on top of the 5,500, you'll need to set up a payment plan for the remainder of that as well with the fees office. No maintenance support available. Ensure you have sufficient funds to cover your day-to-day living costs, because you know you're going to have to cover that yourself. Also, as well, check with whatever course you are choosing to do. Are there any additional mandatory costs associated with your course? This could be in the form of, you know, if you're going out on placement, it could be an access and I check. Just depends on what you're going to be studying. So just check. It will be on the prospectus if there are any mandatory course costs. It may not specify what the costs, you know, are going to be, but there, you know, maybe something you have to do yourself prior to starting that course. So just be aware of that. Don't forget, if you've previously studied at Ulster, there is, and it doesn't have to be in the last year or two, it can be, you know, a while ago, the alumni discount. Make sure you avail of that if you're eligible. And again, if you're paying your fees yourself, pay in full on or before registration, and you might be able to avail of the 5% discount. So it's really worth taking that on board and trying to get as much as you can out of it as possible. So these are our contact details. So when we're on campus, these are the rooms that we are, the buildings that we're in. And you can contact us via phone or email, and also we have our own dedicated website as well. I haven't got it on here, but just from Shauna earlier on, we do have Facebook. So if you just go in and Student Wellbeing at Ulster on Facebook, we also have a Twitter and Instagram as well. So it's worthwhile kind of following them, just because that's where we would do a lot of updates. We do a lot of social media planning and things like that. So lots of information goes out via those platforms as well. We also have because student wellbeing is 8:45 till 5 every day. There are out of hours external organisations that we do kind of signpost students to as well, and let students know they are there. So Inspire is a counselling service, and they are available to Ulster University students 24/7, and that's the contact details. And then also there is Lifeline or Samaritans as well, but all those numbers are available on our website so that you can get in contact with them. But I think it's just really important, as the money person, I am really pushing the side of get your applications in for your tuition fee loan. Go on to Student Finance NI, just Google that and go onto their website and postgraduate study, get your application done if you haven't already done so, and get it done soon. So if anybody has any questions that I haven't already answered, please do get in touch as well. Okay. So I'll pass back to Megan now.
Thank you so much, Angela. I really appreciate that. That was great. Now, I know some of you have actually posted on a few questions and our panel have been answering them throughout the webinar. But I just want to check before we cut off here, are there any additional questions that you might want to ask on the wee chat box? And then we can maybe go through them. If not, and you prefer to take it offline, you can email me on postgradstudy@ulster.ac.uk, and I can refer you back to the staff regarding your query or help you through your journey in considering postgraduate study. But is there any questions? Just want to take a few minutes and see if you do. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Declan. That's good. Thank you. If there isn't any additional questions, that's great. Now, this webinar is being recorded and we will be uploaded onto the website if you want to rewatch it. And I will be emailing this recording to you as well, straight to your email addresses if you have registered for this webinar as well. But thank you all so much for coming. I'd like to thank the panel as well. It's been great listening to all of your different services and the help that you can do to support students, and that's really great. Thank you so much. Now, Becky, what is happening in terms of campus changes 2021? Becky, I will email you. If you can email me on postgradstudy@ulster.ac.uk, I can let you know of any updates as well on that, and we can have a wee chat about that. But thank you all so much for coming. And again, if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope you all have a lovely day, and I wish you all the best. So thank you. Bye-bye.